After my last frost date, I showed you when I planted my tomatoes this year, at least this bed. So I wanted to give you a little update on how they're doing and how happy I am with them. It's July 18th and I don't have a red tomato yet, but I have beautiful, beautiful ones growing. Look at this bad boy. Oh my goodness, they're getting so big. This is a giant Belgium. So I started it from seed on January 30th. I uppotted it on April 2nd, again on May 3rd, and then on May 12th it went into the garden, and today is July 18th. And I've got two stunners growing there. This bad boy is a San Marzano. I also started it from seed on January 30th. Oh, it says Or Roma. I guess I had a mix-up. I had a mix-up in the seed pack. So, we're not sure yet what it is. It looks like a Roma to me, not a San Marzano. Oh, but look at all those beautiful green tomatoes coming along. So yeah, so excited. We're getting there. I've been pruning and upkeeping. You want airflow. So as you can see, I've got the bottom pretty well stemmed up so that there's tons and tons of airflow for these beautiful guys to be able to produce. Next door, we've got another giant bed of tomatoes. And let's look a little closer what we got going on here. Look at these bad boys. Oh, they're stunners. Beautiful, beautiful tomatoes. What are these guys? These guys are sandwich slicers. So it looks like I started them, in March. Look at how much later I started them, and they're doing just as good as the other ones. Isn't that hilarious? Over here we have more sandwich slicers. These beauties are super steaks. Started those in March as well. So you look 2 months later and they're doing just as good as the ones next door. So I should have beautiful, beautiful red tomatoes in no time. Ooh, here's some beautiful ones down here. Let me see if I can get you close for those. Yeah, look at those bad boys. Beautiful. Might be easier if I come around. More sandwich slicers. Yeah, those are gorgeous. Next, I'll take you to some more beds of tomatoes. So we're moving out of the backyard into the front yard of tomatoes. Look at all these guys. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. This beefsteak is way behind mine, but I only planted it a week ago because it was on sale at my local garden center for $2 and I couldn't resist. Everything looks so healthy. So good. Can't wait till they get all ripened. These bad boys, look at how beautiful those are. They're huge. They are Cherokee purple tomatoes. So these ones I also started on January 30th, and you can see the progression of me potting them up before they came out in the ground on May 12th. And look at those stunners. They're huge. Here's another one in here, and what's that one? That one is a mortgage lifter. Beautiful. Trying to go slow. It's hard to do it with all this. Here's a beautiful specimen right here. If I can get the camera to it. There we go. Beautiful. That is a mortgage lifter as well. Here's two more, my goodness. Here's more Cherokee purples. I'm very happy with my selection of tomatoes this year. Last year I was a little disappointed in some of my selections. This year I think I'm going to be much more happy. And we will swing around behind me to the next bed. Oh my goodness, right in front of me. Look at this beauty. I am going to make some delicious sauces and can. This is a Super Steak hybrid. Again, 2 months later, and they are just as big as the ones I started in January. Isn't that amazing? So if you don't have time, you can definitely wait. My problem is I want to keep gardening. I want to start, so I get antsy and get going. Here is 3 more beauties. They're also mortgage lifters. These ones I started in January 30th. Oh, let me show you the tag. January 30th, and you can see the progression. They're just stunners. See if there's anything else worth showing you. Oh yeah, of course there is. That one's not as big, but just as beautiful. Giant Belgium. I have several of these that we're gonna start running into now. So again, January to now. Not as big, but still as beautiful. And these are tasty tomatoes. What do we got here? Let's swing around and check this one out. Sandwich slicer. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, next we'll go on to some more tomatoes in the backyard. Before I move on to the backyard, let me give you a quick rundown of the front yard garden of what's happening out here. We've got lots of towers doing beautiful. Look at this one. It's 99.9% cucumbers. I've already harvested several. They're doing so good. It's amazing. Peppers are always slower than everybody else, and that's okay. They're still doing wonderful. Here we have watermelon starting to size up. At least the leaves, not the actual fruit yet. But they're starting to go crazy, and I think I'm going to let them spill over this year instead of having them all tied up. We'll see how that goes. Cantaloupe in this bed, beautiful. Here is a rose that I propagated, so beautiful. I just took out the peas yesterday, so these little squashes were waiting underneath, and look at them. They're loving the sunlight already. Everything is doing absolutely wonderful. Another garden tower with varying things in it. Just love it. All right, I'll take you into the backyard now. Almost forgot. Look at that bee. My first sunflower to bloom of the year. Absolutely beautiful. And right on cue, we've got a bumblebee in there doing his magic. Love it. We're gonna walk past some raised beds in the backyard that are doing really good. Can't wait for that asparagus. It's year 2, so we're not quite there yet. Beautiful raised beds. Beautiful chickens. Say hello, girls. Say hello, girls. Look at that pretty girl. Pretty girls. Now we are back in my backyard on the whole other side of the house, on the other side of the chicken coop. And here we have more tomatoes. Some of these aren't labeled because they're volunteers that came out of that greenhouse, just popping everywhere. So some of them I can't tell you what they are. We'll find out. I'm pretty sure cherry tomatoes once they produce. Lots and lots of them. Oh, see, for example, there we go. Clearly cherry tomato. But they're looking good. these bad boys. Not as big as the first ones I showed you. However, they haven't been in the ground as long. So I think this year I'm gonna have a bumper crop of tomatoes to be able to can and preserve and make various things, salsas and sauces and food for the chickens, all kinds of things. Look at these beauties. Oh, yes, you're beautiful too, honey. The blonde one there, she's Farah. To her left is Lucy. Sunbathing girl is Ginger. She's the queen of the roost. There's Endura, the black girl that just ran into the queue. Such beautiful girls. And another area I'd like to show you is this standalone guy here. My neighbor gave me this pot because she didn't like the drainage for it. So I decided, what the hell, I'll throw a tomato in there and see what happens. And so far, so good. There's 2 tomatoes in there, cherry. Yep. Cherries that I started in March. You can see the progression. And we're about to start getting baby cherry tomatoes. Delicious. My pool should arrive today. My kitty and my dogs have broken the last one, so I got a hard shell one this year to replace it, and I'll be putting that up in a couple hours. Here we are with the last set of tomatoes I wanted to show. Well, no, not the last, second to last set of I wanted to show you. These were more that were on sale at the garden center. They're Sun Sugars. I couldn't resist the price. So they're quite a bit smaller because they just went in wherever I had space. Look at those peppers. Delicious. Okay, and then we're gonna walk back into the greenhouse. And I wanna show you, this is the only one I let live that came out of this greenhouse. Volunteers. This entire section here was packed. I mean packed with volunteer cherry tomatoes from last year. Last year, it went all the way to the ceiling, and clearly a bunch of them dropped and made me volunteers. So I sold a bunch, I gave away a bunch, and I planted a bunch. So many. So this should be very prolific since it has a will to live. Look at my corn just coming up. But first time trying corn in the ground in the greenhouse. It's so warm in here, the corn should do fantastic. I have done pumpkins in here before, but they were volunteers. So I decided to plant a few seedlings just, less than a week ago, and they've already come up. So we shall see how those do. It should be wonderful. So yeah, thanks for watching, and send me your comments on how your tomatoes are doing.